Hi, this is John Patrick Hickey again, and welcome back to our series on civility. We've talked a lot about how to treat people. And in the last video, we talked about respect and kindness and the fact that if you treat someone respectfully, you treat them with kindness, that'll come back. Well, is that always true? No. What about the other guy? What about the people who don't respond well to kindness, no matter what you do? We're always going to have these people in our life. It's just the way that it happens. So the case isn't how do we get rid of them, it's how do we deal with people who are just going to be negative, that are just going to be nasty people no matter what you do. No matter how kind you treat them, they're going to come back and treat you negatively. No matter how much you try to be patient and understanding with them, they're just going to be unreasonable. Here is a very important principle, one that's even worth writing down, and that is you cannot be reasonable with an unreasonable person. You get that? You can't be reasonable with an unreasonable person. No matter how hard you try, you want to just save yourself some trouble, just go and bash your face into the wall, and that way you've accomplished as much as you can with an unreasonable person. There are people who you just can't break through to, and the problem isn't continuing to push forward. I mean, a lot of people, out of a real desire to want to show kindness and understanding and help to someone, will go on for a long time struggling, trying to make somebody understand something that they're trying to relate to them when they're just not going to do it. And might have good intentions in doing that, but you're wasting your time. You really are wasting your time. The best thing to do is to avoid those people who you're never going to be able to reason with. Now, I understand some of these people are our own family, and it makes it difficult for us to avoid them, but you can avoid them. You can deal with it. And also, it is important to understand where they're coming from. Eric Hoffer, who is a psychologist and an author, said that rudeness is a weak man's imitation of strength. And that is where you have to see that, because you find rude people who think that they got it all together, they are much better than you, they know more than you. I mean, you can usually label anybody who thinks that they have all the answers as a rude person, because that's exactly how they're going to behave. And it is hard to tell somebody who thinks they know everything that they don't know something because they already believe that they do know. And their growth, their ability to move on in life gets stopped, because if you don't believe that you have any more to learn, what point is there? And you can't waste your time on doing all of those things. Josh Billings, who was an author and a humorist, said that one of the greatest victories that you can gain over somebody is to beat them in politeness. You want to drive that person in your life who is constantly being negative and being hurtful. You want to drive them crazy, and I'm not saying that we seek revenge, but sometimes it's fun to play with people. And that is, always be polite, always be kind, always be respectful to somebody else, because it drives them crazy. Even Scripture tells us that if someone's bad to us, you treat them with kindness, and it's like dumping buckets of hot coal on their head. I mean, you don't do it in order to hurt them, but the fact is that there is a way to combat that kind of negative behavior. We are always going to have people come in and out of our life that are hurtful, that are negative, that have no other purpose but to make us feel bad or to disagree with us. American poet Brian McGill said, "Good manners are appreciated as much as bad manners are abhorred." People appreciate it when we have good manners. People don't appreciate those who don't. And just as good manners will attract people, bad manners will push them away. Let me encourage you, when you have that kind of negative person in your life, the best thing to do is move on and avoid them and not worry about winning them over. You'll save yourself a ton of frustration if you just hold in mind that you cannot be reasonable with an unreasonable person. Understand that, and you'll give yourself a lot of peace of mind, and you'll stop fighting endless battles. This is John Patrick Hickey, and I do want to encourage you to be your best, have good manners, discover the unknown, and change your world.
You've been listening to Growth Through Lifelong Learning, a training series hosted by author, speaker, and personal development coach John Patrick Hickey. This series has been designed to help you achieve your life goals and be all you were created to be. If you're interested in information about other programs that Jack has produced or where to get copies of this video, please visit johnpatrickhickey.com. We hope that you'll find all the resources you need and that you'll join us as we continue to grow through lifelong learning.